kind of interesting things. This is still back on the war topic. In Washington D.C., I think it was 2 days ago, there was a peace activists held a rally. There were the Ukrainian peace activists. This is one of the funnier things I've seen in my life because they were peace activists who were advocating for this no-fly zone. There was a bunch of them. They were advocating for no-fly zone, and they were essentially peace activists for war, which you think they would be peace activists for peace, but no, they were peace activists for war. They said, look, we're peace activists. We need this no-fly zone. We need to be shooting down planes and all this stuff. And then you're like, yeah, that's going to start a war, though. That's going to be a world war. That's going to drag everybody into the war. You are literally peace activists for war. And now I get it. If I was in Ukraine and you're fucking getting killed in Ukraine, I would also be advocating for this no-fly zone. I don't give a shit that I would love America to be involved in this specifically on my side. But if you're American, you're like, yeah, this is not a good idea for us to go. It's obviously horrific, all the things you're seeing on TV and all that stuff. But no, this is not America's war until, Russia does something stupid like cross over to Poland or whatever the fuck, I don't know. But for the time being, watching peace activists literally call for war I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then not only that, there was a couple questionable flags flying at this rally in Washington, D.C., specifically these far-right neo-Nazi groups. So I will tell you one thing. Remember at the Ottawa trucker convoy when there was like a Confederate flag and there was a Nazi flag at one point, and then everybody goes, they're all Nazis. All of them. This is a Nazi event. Well, guess what? None of those people are saying, oh, if you're pro-Ukraine, they're all Nazis. And guess what? There are a ton of Nazis in the Ukrainian National Guard. I have been taking not a super deep dive into this, but I've been looking into this. I know Putin's pretext for this whole invasion was he goes, it's the denazification. And I think he's saying that because he's like, this will be my reason. But there are a lot of Nazis there. It's not like how they call in America or Canada, go, they're Nazis. And you go, how are they Nazis? And they're like, oh, well, they just don't have my opinions. They don't think there's 94 genders or whatever. These are real neo-Nazis with neo-Nazi like flags and imagery and badges on their military outfit. Like imagine like the equivalent of like an American soldier who just has like a fucking swastika or whatever the fuck on their shit. So they do have, there's way more Nazis in the Ukrainian army than I originally thought. I honestly thought it was hyperbole and I thought it was bullshit at first because that's kind of, I don't know if we've been trained over the last little bit because everybody's just been calling everybody Nazis. And then you kind of just, you hear, oh, they're Nazis. You go, nah, everybody says everybody's Nazis and nobody's actually Nazis. There are some legit Nazis. So, that was kind of, an interesting one. So there are some Nazis. Anyways, yeah, the Azov Battalion is one of them. That's a big one, is the Azov Battalion. There are these Nazis in the Azov Battalion, but then there's just like all these militias, and they are legitimately, I can't remember his name, Stepan something, but he was like an original Ukrainian neo-Nazi leader. And, the PBS did an interview with this dude. Not this guy, he's been dead for a while, but they did an interview with this mayor of some town in Ukraine, and he has like a portrait of this dude, Stepan. I can't remember what his last name. Right Sector, that's what it is. Someone said, correct. Yeah. Someone said there's some Nazis everywhere, including Russia. I realize that, but I don't think Russian army, if you're in the Russian army, they're not like, hey, if, just have fun with the uniform. If you want to just throw some stuff on the uniform, just do whatever you want. Whereas in Ukraine, they straight up are like, yeah, I'm just sewing on like a Nazi, like fucking badge thing on my like thing. Bandera. That's what it is. Someone says Stepan Bandera. Correct. So there are these like legit Nazis in Ukraine. I'm not saying that they're a majority or anything. But it is weird because everybody's like, well, the president's Jewish and they have all these people who are Jewish. Well, they, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's, by design, but maybe they thought it's just like, we'll tolerate them, but they are there. They exist. Okay.